Hello, good morning, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if you can in the chat. See if I can get this music off, and we'll get the Wealth Coffee Chat going this morning. Out and about on the road today, so hopefully everyone's awesome and well, folks. Let me know in the chat if you can see me and hear me. If everything's going all right there. So yeah, hopefully you're well. Got a few people maybe here early already, which is awesome. Great to have you here on. Welcome along. I'll do the quick intros as we do. Jason, this is my name. Most of you know that though. If you don't, if you're new, well, welcome. And this is what we call Wealth Coffee Chats, and it's a little bit of a get together, a little bit of a catch up in the morning for a coffee and conversation about property investing and going the distance. I've been down in Sydney on the weekend, catching up with some very cool, awesome business owners and entrepreneurs, all wanting to do really interesting and amazing things. So if any of you are on this morning, good to see you. Great to hang out with you on the weekend. But hopefully you're recovering, or at least not too tired after a few days down here in Sydney. And Justin's in the house. Good to see you, Justin. And we've got Kylie. Good morning, Kylie, to you. Little thing I thought we might touch base on this morning. Might be a little quick coffee chat today. Won't be a long one, but vacancy rates and they're only getting lower, folks, and the rents are going up all over the place, which is great for us as property investors, right? You know, for all of us, we're thinking, all right, well, this is good. You know, it'd be great to be able to get our rents up, cover the cost of our interest rates, that they're up high. You know, all of those sorts of things. And what do we do? What do we do in the coming months, weeks, years when it comes to our incomes? And there's some interesting things. Yeah, you might be right, Brendan. Yeah, I think what do we got? I got a bit of 5G on the old. It drives me insane that the internet's rubbish at home and better on the road. But there you go. But something that's going on right now, 7,000 rooms short. What do you guys think that might be? 7,000 rooms short right now in the marketplace for this this category of occupant. Not trying to give it away. What do you guys reckon? Tell me in the chat. 7,000 rooms short. In this space when it comes to the world of renting something, tenants of something. Does anybody know? We've got Chris in the house. Morning, Chris. And we've got Jeff there as well. Morning, Jeff. So tell me, what do you think, guys? If you're sitting there, do you know? If you don't know, I'll put you out of your misery. There's Brett. How are you? Morning, mate. Good to see you. Well, there is a real challenge going on in the world of student housing, right? Student properties right now in apartments. Well, Kylie, yeah, you're right. It's a certain style of apartment. And right now, that certain style of apartment, folks, is in the student world, the student accommodation world. Now, why does that matter to us? Are we buying student accommodation as investors? The answer is no, okay? You shouldn't be buying things like student apartments, hotel rooms, the service department, which is part of a hotel pool. There's a bunch of styles of properties that you shouldn't be buying, and the reasons why are the lenders dislike them, they lend less money, etc., etc., etc. However, and then so student accommodation then is provided often, mostly by big providers, and they build big buildings, and there's a whole lot of chains that do that, right? But the challenge is right now, folks, in the world of the student world, there's an analysis over the coming years, and right now it's still short by many thousands as well. Over the coming years, the student accommodation world, is going 7,000 beds short. 7,000 beds short. 7,000 beds. What would that mean? Maybe that would translate to, most of their students would prefer to have their own room. So let's call it 7,000, students short. Now tell me in the chat, why does this matter to us? We're not buying student accommodation. So Jason, what does this matter? Where's the opportunity and where's the challenge in this, severe undersupply? There's a severe undersupply everywhere, right? And we're having a look at how would this affect us as investors. So, normally the students would pile into, that's meant to be a high rise or something like that. This is sort of quite a lot of student accommodation, student accommodation. Now, if they can't go there, folks, where are they going to go? What's the next style? Where do they go if they're arriving in Australia? Student accommodation doesn't work. Where's the opportunity, folks? Where's the opportunity? And also, where's the challenge in the marketplace when it comes to this style of property? Whack that in the chat if you think you might know what that opportunity might be or where the challenge is going to be. So that's going to flow 7,000, let's say 7,000 people looking for 7,000 rooms have got to go somewhere, right? They've got to go somewhere. Now, they're going to come out into a regular marketplace, all right? They're going to come out into the rest of the marketplace. And, the opportunity is that bed sits, one beds, yeah, dead right. So that's so the one beds or the bed sits will go up in value, will go up in rent. Now, if you guys haven't seen, and I had that info a little while ago, I didn't put it on the page today, Kylie reminded me there, the one bedroom properties are going to have been growing at faster rental growth in places like Sydney and Melbourne than any other style of apartment, so which is pretty interesting, right? So that's good. Your one bedroom apartment could quite easily achieve 6, 7, maybe even 8% rental yield, depending on the price of the apartment and the rent you can get for it. If you furnish it and you do some things that students want, they want furniture, they want, the internet provided. They want a few things, right? And they tend to be so cyclical in nature of staying in the property. But, so you're dead right, Kylie. Bed sitters are one bedders going up or being more in demand. Chris, they move into apartment style accommodation, which pushes out regular tenants. That's exactly what happens. It pushes out the regular tenant, Chris, or it pushes up the rent. Why does it push up the rent? Well, what happens is maybe 2 or 3 students will get together and they will share a property. And this is and Brett said exactly the same. They share rental properties. They share rental houses. Now, often the students don't like to share houses, folks. It's not their favoured style of accommodation. Why? Well, they don't want to maintain anything in the property. They don't want to maintain the grass and all that sort of stuff and whatever. They don't really need that extra space or want it. A lot of the students are young females, and they feel safer in, a block of apartments which has got some, ground floor restrictions to get into the building and so on. So there's some stuff like that. So if you have a good building that's quite safe, close to town, easily furnished, well, this could be an opportunity to, beef up or find a tenant that aggregatedly, cumulatively might pay more rent for your property than normal, which is a good thing. So for all of us right now, if we've got, let's say, a little 1 bed or a 2 bed, how could we attract those students? Here's an idea. How could we attract students into our property and maybe get a premium for our rent in comparison? So what are those things that like? 100%, you furnish it, furniture, you provide the internet, electricity. They like to have everything provided all in one go. That's why they often stay in those accommodation, the student style accommodation that's already set up. You know, they've got access to some things, and they've got little kitchens, and there's a few things. They make sure it's secure. So security is important, and location, walking distance, and things, transport, and whatever. So if you've got those sorts of things, you could bundle that together to attract some students. What is the downside of the students? Usually they come for, I think there's 3 semesters or whatever you call it in the world of study, and there's some gaps in the property. Well, what would you do if you had gaps in the property? If you could in that property, well, there's a couple of things. If the students aren't there, well, you could maybe rent it out short-term Airbnb style. Here and there, you could, maybe for 12 weeks a year, that property is available for holiday makers, and then the other time it's available for students. So there's a couple of little things to think about right there. So for the future, this is only looking like it's going to get worse, right? The shortfall of student accommodation, and there you go, exactly, Chris. Like I'm telling you, Tim, it's something that's pretty interesting. I've got 2 properties up in Brisbane, 2 apartments in Brisbane that I've fully furnished. I haven't rented them to students, but I rented them fully furnished on long-term leases. One, I get $1,850 a week, $1,850 a week, folks, out of one of my properties. And that's, so think about that, folks. Times 52, that's $96,000 a year out of one property. 96 grand. Not too bad, huh? So why? Because it's quite big. It's a 4-bedroom apartment, so it's pretty fancy, and it's fully furnished, and it's walking distance to everything. So 3 people have moved in. 3 people moved in together, and they love it. So think of that thing. I've got another one which is a really nice 2-bedder as well, and it's getting $950 a week fully furnished, when I paid $685. So not bad. So where's the opportunity here? Opportunity is if you've got some properties that might, look at that. Chris has seen it $400 over the regular market. So it's about convenience for the students. They don't want these weird kind of the weirdness. They want sort of an easy in and out. There might be an opportunity for you or maybe one of your properties to be recalibrated and take advantage of that market. There you go. Anyway, interesting times, hey? All right, well, that's it for me today, folks. I thought it was going to be a short one, but hey, we had a decent chat. Hope you're all awesome and well for a Monday. Join me again tomorrow. We'll do it again tomorrow. I'm back at back home. I might just cuts down on splitting the bills. You're dead right. It's just like 100%, mate. I might see if I can. I might just go out for coffee every morning because the internet's better on my 5G rather than at home. Bloody thing. Anyway, all right. Well, join me tomorrow, folks. We'll do it again 8:10. We'll hang out, have another coffee. Until then, you guys know the drill. Be good. Take care. Remember, this thing's a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time to build these property portfolio. Takes time. All right, folks. That's it from me. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.